Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Nate Face. Bring you my Spider-Man Far From Home. Got to see it today. Came out on Tuesday because 4th of July holiday. Usually opening day films come out Thursday, but it's Tuesday, so in a sense I got to see it early, which was fun. It was a lot of fun. I didn't have to wait till Thursday, so that's great. So I'm gonna give you my review as always. So the first 5 minutes is gonna be non-spoiler. I always do that. So after the 5 minute mark, I'll dive all into spoilers. I'm gonna give you my overall impressions, how I felt about the film, and my overall grade, my score. So let's dive right into it. A Spider-Man Far From Home. Was looking forward to this. A lot of people were saying, oh, after Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, it's gonna be hard to top that off. But yeah, that which is kind of true because that's such an amazing film. It was gonna be hard to just even be at that level. And I wasn't going into this with that kind of mindset. I just wanted it to be better than Homecoming, and it actually was. Not that Homecoming was a bad film by no means. It's enjoyable. I like it, but the rewatch value on Spider-Man Homecoming is not so high for me because overall, I feel like it has pacing issues. I mean, they put the high school stuff front and center over the Spider-Man stuff, and I know a lot of people appreciate that and they really like that. But I would have liked a more consistent balance of the two, and that was my, I guess main issue with Homecoming. Even though I really liked it, and Tom Holland was very promising as Spider-Man, and Peter Parker. This film, though, I love it even more than Homecoming. I feel like they delve into Peter Parker's character, fleshed him out even more so, and it was a nice, change of pace with the setting location in particular, taking place in Europe, as opposed to New York, because we're so used to seeing Spidey swing into action in New York. So that was very refreshing to see. And our main players are back, and of course because it takes place after Endgame, so there's just a lot more going into this one, and I really enjoyed it, guys. Definitely go see Spider-Man Far From Home. I don't know where I would rank this one. Maybe number 3 or 4, because Into the Spider-Verse is not gonna get dethroned anytime soon. Sorry, this film, wasn't at that level. That's still my number one favorite Spider-Man film, and then Spider-Man 2 from Sam Raimi is number 2. So I don't know if I like this better than Sam Raimi Spider-Man 1 because that's number 3 on my ranking. Maybe. I have to go rewatch it again. So maybe. I'm just going to stay at a maybe. But overall, I really enjoyed it. Oh, man, it was so fun. And also, of course, I like all the, different suits he wears as well. Like, that was cool. And the addition of Mysterio. Oh my god, it was just a visual feast, and seeing Jake Gyllenhaal in the role, such a serious, dramatic actor in the MCU is just what a time to be alive. It was just mind blowing, and I really like his portrayal of Quentin Beck, the master illusionist. And man, I'm telling you, what they did with this character, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it was great. I really enjoyed it. Plenty of fun surprises, twists and turns, and the end credits probably the most monumental, mind-blowing, like holy shit end credits you'll see. Two of them. There's two of them. So make sure you stay. It's worth staying. I can't stress that enough. Please don't let those end credits be spoiled for you. I'm telling you, they're a real treat if you go watch them, and it's worth the price of admission alone for those two end credits, people. I was just like, oh, like I was just in awe over it. Anyway, it had better action in my opinion. The action sequences were better shot and more stylized, and it just had such a great, unique visual flair to it, and I really liked it. I really liked the story overall, and Tom Holland and Zendaya's chemistry as Peter Parker and MJ are just off the charts. They're adorable together. I want to see more of that. They're definitely the best Spider-Man couple, live action. Definitely better than Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst, in my opinion. So I really enjoyed that aspect. They were the heart of the film. A great score, great cinematography, just a good, fun time. Definitely another strong addition to the MCU. So I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. Boom, 9 out of 10 for Spider-Man Far From Home. Definitely go see it. If you enjoyed Endgame especially if you want to see what followed after the events, the aftermath of Endgame. Definitely go see this one. I think it's totally worth it, and I like that they tie in the events of Endgame to this one. So we're living in a post-snap world, and they really touch on that, which I really like. And Samuel Jackson is great as Nick Fury, of course. All the supporting cast is great. Hot on May. Marissa Tomei as a hot young on May is great, as well as Happy, and there's something going on with them maybe. So that's another thing. And Happy, I love Jon Favreau. It was great to see his role expanded even here now, kind of being like a father mentor to Spider-Man, filling in Tony Stark's shoes, and you really feel Iron Man's presence in this movie a lot, and I like that they touched on that. Yeah, so it was a good time, guys. Unfortunately, my theater experience wasn't that good. There was some idiot sitting next to me kept fidgeting around like he had ants up his ass. Anywho, it's still fun. 9 out of 10. Go watch Spider-Man Far From Home. Definitely enjoyed it more than Homecoming. Boom. We passed the 5-minute mark, 6-minute mark. So spoiler time, spoiler talk. This is spoiler territory. Where do I even begin? Well, let's start at the beginning. If I could try to refreshing my memory. So yeah, like it takes place after the events of Endgame, and Spider-Man is just underwhelmed, especially that scene with the press all up in his face. Are you gonna be the next Iron Man? Are you gonna step up? And it's just overwhelming for him because he's still a kid, and I really like that they still focus on that. They just don't forget that, even though he was in Infinity War, he was in space. You were in space, bitch. Like Nick Fury says, he's still a kid at heart, and I love that they don't forget that. Just because he was in Endgame doesn't mean like, oh yeah, I'm a badass now. I'm an Avenger. No, he's intimidated by that notion. Like he doesn't want to be the new Iron Man. He wants to be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man still, and everything is just moving so fast, and that contrasts so well to, in high school, everything's moving so fast. Like, once you get done with high school, it's over, and you're an adult, and you got to get a job, and everything's moving so fast, so it can be overwhelming. So it added such a realism to his character, and it was so relatable too. So I really like that. Yeah, and then Happy giving Aunt May googly eyes, like, that was still a lot of fun. What else? The high school stuff. Being reintroduced, I think they call it the BIP or the blip or something like that. I think it's the blip. That is what they call it, where students vanished, and they said that some came back, and for some reason they've aged better. Like the Asian guy, he came back all chiseled, like, hey. And I was like, what? How does that even work? Because Ned was like, I just came back as me. What the fuck? So that was very interesting. It was cool seeing like the pep rally and seeing everybody like disappear, and then another one where they reappeared and then they won the basketball game or something like that, which is funny. So I like the sense of humor with the snapping, with the snapping. Yeah, so that was all great, good stuff. And then we get off in the trail. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting a few more key scenes in towards the beginning, and with the whole intro in New York, before he gets on the plane, before he goes to Europe. If I am, I apologize, but it was kind of hard to focus when you got some asshole right next to you, just annoying the shit out of you. I just wanted to backhand him. You seen True Lies, just do the Arnie backhand on this fool. Anywho, yeah. Anyway, so we get into the trip itself, and this is when things pick up. It's Peter Parker's whole mindset is he wants to impress MJ. He really has a crush on MJ, and I love that. And then also with Ned, which was so funny, how he was trying to hook up his boy Peter, but he ended up hooking up himself with MJ's bestie. It was so funny. Like they just get off the plane and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're a couple. Hey babe, hey." And I was like, "Really?" But it was so funny. It was cute. So yeah, good for Ned. Good for you, homie. Lay off the video games for a while. Just focus on that. So that's pretty cool. It gave Ned something to do while Peter Parker was having this crisis of Nick Fury basically commandeering his vacation. And you just don't ghost Nick Fury. It was funny when he finally showed up. And he said, if someone else knocks on that door, Spider-Man, Yeah, we're gonna be attending another funeral, motherfucker. I gotta throw an MF in there because it's Samuel motherfucking Jackson. Come on. Anywho, yeah. So that was a hilarious scene. Everybody kept knocking on his door like, Peter, you're right. And his freaking teacher is always. It's so odd. His teacher, the guy with the glasses who dropped the camera in the water, such an oddball. Well, before that, we get that scene with like Hydro Man. Now I remember. Going back to the beginning, we get that introduction with Mysterio, which is freaking cool. We saw in the trailer where he's like, "You don't want any part of this," and he's just blasting the elemental Sandman. This bootleg Sandman got the creature thing. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. So we get Maria Hill tag along with Nick Fury, all that jazz, and so we get Nick Fury, taking Spider-Man, introducing him to Quentin Beck, and I really like the suit, the aesthetic of the suit, the LED lights in him, is so cool. Mysterio's suit was so badass. I can't stress that enough. This costume department was on point, very nice, nicely done. Yeah, so we just get more of a Peter struggling, he just wants to enjoy his vacation, but his superhero life is getting in the way of it, and that's one of the aspects I really loved about Spider-Man 2, which I rewatched last night. It's still my second favorite Spider-Man. I still love it because of that whole dilemma Peter had of trying to balance his normal life with being Spider-Man, and how he just gave up. When he started losing his powers, he's just like, you know what, this is not even worth it. And here we kind of get more of the same, so it's so relatable. Peter Parker having to deal with that. You can sense it in Tom Holland's amazing performance. He's so good at just being Peter Parker and being Spider-Man. He wants to do the right thing. He wants to be an Avenger, but at the same time, he doesn't want to compromise, his friends, his high school life, and especially MJ in the process. So seeing him struggle with that, it's relatable because we all got to make choices like that. Not like that. Like, or do I become Spider-Man or do I work in a cubicle? It's not like that, but you know what I mean. Like, we got to make choices whether we want to do this thing or do this other thing, and you can't have both sometimes. But it's all about finding the right balance for Peter, and I really like that. So, yeah, we get more of that battle with like the molten lava guy was amazing. A freaking incredible battle. The action sequences were amazing. Seeing Spider-Man, run up the wall, jump over him. And it's also with the Hydro Man sequence when he was webbing up the clock tower. Like, I think they were like in Venice. It was a beautiful location, and it was just stunning to see. And just the way they utilized Mysterio's powers with the cloud, the gas clouds and stuff. That was so cool to see, man. The fishbowl. I'm so glad the fishbowl looks good. The fishbowl works. Because that is probably a difficult character to transition into live action because he looks so comic book. He looks so cartoony. But it worked. It just freaking worked, and I love how Mysterio looks. So, bravo! They nailed his look perfectly in the display of his powers with the triangles, with the Illuminati pyramid triangles. He's just it's like doing this. It's pretty cool. So I like that. And then also Peter Parker he inherits Tony's glasses. Yeah, Tony Stark's glasses. There was another hilarious scene where the Asian dude who's trying to scoop MJ, he's trying to be a cockblock to Peter. What a dick. Screw that guy. He should have just had the drone kill him. I'm just kidding. Anywho, but that was a funny scene. He was just trying to get that photo that he took of him with that undercover hottie, like this SHIELD agent. She's like, get the nigga, put on these clothes. Hurry up, take off your clothes. Like, shit, you won't have to ask me twice, honey. That was so funny. He was like in his briefs, and then he walked in on him. He was like, Peter, what are you doing? I got you, homie. Like, what a dirty son of a bitch. Like, so it was funny. Peter was trying to get that photo, but he almost killed everybody on the bus in the process. Like, come on, Peter. Yeah, so it was cool to see those glasses in display that Tony left for him. I love that you feel Tony Stark's presence, and it just doesn't feel so ham-fisted. It doesn't feel like that. It feels earned. It feels right because coming off of Endgame, he sacrifices himself for for Peter is, I hope you watched Endgame. You better have. So I don't want to hear like, oh, you spoiled Endgame. Get the out of here. Anyway, um, yeah. So then we finally get the reveal. I was anticipating it. I'm sure everyone who's familiar with Mysterio was anticipating the reveal that yes, he's the bad guy. It was very clever how they did it. You know, like at first he thought he was gonna sacrifice himself, and he does, and he kills the molten lava monster thing. And it was cool them discussing the multi-universe, which turned out to be a ruse because at first I was excited about that. I was like, oh, and why wouldn't you believe that? So then you just find out, no, it's just this guy who worked for Tony Stark, Quentin Beck, and I love the way they included past Marvel films like the opening of Civil War, that tech that Tony Stark used to paint a hologram image of his parents. That's the technology that was being utilized by him to create all these illusions. So it's all fake, and the way they made it, the way they explained it was just genius. Because at first I'm like, well, if this was fake, how come all the destruction? And then comes in the scientist from the first Iron Man, the one that, and I think it's the same actor. Amazing that they tied that in with the same actor where Obadiah Stane, played by Jeff Bridges, um, he was like, Tony Stark built this with a box of scraps. That guy, he had this drone technology that he combined with the hologram technology, and they were able to create these crazy optical illusions that would just trick people because they look so believable, and it was all utilized with the drones, destroying everything while he was like, and he wasn't even in the suit. That was so crazy, but it worked. It fucking worked. It was so genius the way they did that. I was just blown away how like Kevin Feige just did his homework, like, and was able to do that. That was very very smart, strategic writing. Very smart. So I like that. So in a sense, he was an Iron Man villain, but we all know he's a Spider-Man villain at heart, because he's always been part of Spider-Man's rogue gallery of villains, in the comics and the show. So, but it was cool that they integrated him here as like a Iron Man villain. So that was great. Um, I like that reveal. Peter feels so responsible, like he feels like he's not worthy of the passing of the torch from Tony Stark, so he gives him the glasses, and that's what he wanted. That was his plan all along. It was just blew my mind how genius. Jake Gyllenhaal he just delivered in that scene when he walks out of the bar and he's like, yeah, opening the champagne, and he had all these people working with him, and then the last final master plan was to create such a monumental Avengers level type of threat that he would stop it, and he himself would become an Avenger. So they would have like a superhero in disguise, with shady intent in a sense. So it was crazy. It was just mind-boggling. I was like, wow, they really pulled it off, and it worked. And all that scene when Mysterio utilized those optical illusions in that scene where you think Fury got shot again. I'm like, did they just kill Fury? And he falls off the building, and Mysterio's throwing all these illusions at him. Even the Iron Man one, oh my god, that was some horror level shit right there, where Iron Man comes crawling from the grave, and you can see the skull and the spiders, and Peter's freaking out like, ah, he's like, yeah, and he's just mowing him down mentally. He's mentally mowing down Peter Parker, tapping into all his fears, and I really like that. I really like how they did that. So yeah, so and then he gets hit by the train. That was really shocking because at first I thought Nick Fury did come back. I mean, he was fooling the audience. That's how convincing he was. And the CGI work was amazing throughout the entire sequence, by the way. And until he gets hit by a train, it was insane. And then he gets taken to like the Netherlands, which was hilarious. Then he has to have Happy pick him up. But yeah, that whole sequence was just done so well. So just bravo. I really like that sequence. I want to see it again because it was just they went all out with the Mysterio like illusions, him throwing all the fears Peter Parker has, every fear that he has, every doubt. It was great. Yeah, so we get that, and then he makes a new suit. And it was a cool callback to the first Iron Man when they play AC/DC. Back in black, and he said it was Led Zeppelin, so that was hilarious because Peter Parker is just out of touch with the '80s and shit like that. He's out of touch with like pop culture, like in music and stuff like that sometimes, which is funny. Um, and like I said, I really like Happy in the role. Happy being at Aunt May's job. He's trying to hit that. Watch out, Peter. So funny. Yeah, I just love their dynamic. That conversation they had on the plane was just so great. It was so good. You could see that they both miss Iron Man. They miss Tony Stark, and they kind of feel lost without him. But together, they feel whole. They feel like they're doing something he would do, and so that would make him proud. So it was great seeing them work together. And then he swings back into action with the new suit, which I freaking love that new suit. Oh my god. I like the stealth suit as well, but that new suit towards the end was nice, very nicely done. And then we get the amazing sequence towards the London Bridge. Chaos ensues everywhere. But before we get into that, I love the chemistry with Peter Parker and MJ Zendaya. It was done so well. Best on-screen Spider-Man couple. I have to agree. What she calls him out, she's like, "You're Spider-Man," and she figures it out, and it's like, yes, because it is so obvious. He's always disappearing when there's danger, when there's this, and she put it all together because she's always like, not stalking him. Well, I guess you could say that. She's always keeping a vigilant eye on him, always watching him, studying him like she did in Homecoming. So she, in a sense, did her homework on him. So it wasn't a stretch that she just called him out on it. She said, and she even admitted, I was 67% sure you were Spider-Man, but now you confirmed it. It was great. And that scene was necessary for them to find out Mysterio was, a fake. He was a fake. And yeah, I just love their dynamic. I can't wait to see more of them. Oh my god, I ship. In real life, Zendaya and Tom Holland, please hook up. I ship these two. Please make it happen. You guys, yeah, I can see it, man. These guys, there's something between these two. I know in real life. I know there is, even though they can deny it all they want, But yeah, it was funny. The hotel room scene where Ned finds out that MJ knows, and he's like, "Oh, not that it's a competition, but I knew first." So yeah, we get the scene where Spider-Man just like he does like a halo jump from the plane. It was so cool. Into the storm, the fake storm, into the drones, and starts webbing them up using taser webs. It was so cool. And them warning Nick Fury about it. Happy warning him. And Happy also saving the kids. And that was a funny moment where he feels like they're about to die, so they all start sharing these truths. And out of all of them, Happy was like, "Yeah, I'm in love with Spider-Man's aunt." He said, "I thought we were sharing." It was so funny. Yeah, so when he finally takes down Mysterio's, it's just a crowd pleasing moment. He's like, because his spider senses finally start tingling. His tingle senses, whatever they called it, was so funny. His spider tingle, he utilizes it. He defeats the drones. He defeats Mysterio. It was great. Another fake out moment where you think Mysterio's dead and he pulls out a gun on him and he grabs his gun and Mysterio dies. And yeah, like I said, Jake Gyllenhaal was so good in the role. Oh man, it was kind of a bummer because it was like there was so much left, to be desired with Mysterio. Like you kind of wanted to see him come back. I don't know if anyone else felt that way, but I just really enjoyed him as a villain here. And yeah, I would have loved to see him back in another Spider-Man film. But I understand Jake Gyllenhaal is he's a big time actor. He doesn't want to be in the MCU for long. He just probably wanted to do this one time thing and that's it. But it was enjoyable nonetheless, and that action sequence is just amazing on the London Bridge. It's just so good. Spider-Man stepping up. Even when he ran out of web shooters, he never gave up because that's what Spider-Man does. He gets shit done. So after it's all said and done, let's jump to the end. Oh my goodness. So we go back into New York. Everything's back to normal. Nick Fury wants Spider-Man to come work for him, and Happy's like, "Nah, fam, he'll give you a call." And then Nick Fury's like, "You better," like so. And then we get another cute scene with Spider-Man and MJ. But before we get to that, How adorable was that when they made out on the bridge? They were just giving each other like fishy kisses at first. It's just they're just so cute together because they're just like they're the perfect pair because they're just so how do I say this? MJ is more. There's a word for it. I forgot how it was it called. It, someone said it once before, but you know she's the type that doesn't really interact. It's not like antisocial. I guess you could say that, but yeah, and Peter's kind of the same thing. They just in their shell. They're not really that expressive when it comes to friends and stuff like that. They kind of just keep to themselves, and it's just so great to see them come out of their shell and just express how much they really like each other. They both had crushes on each other for like the longest, and it was just so adorable. It's just so convincing. The chemistry is so electric between them. Yeah, so towards the end, he swings around with her, and it was a great way to end the movie. And she's just freaked out, which I love. I'm glad they made her freak out. Like, oh my god, I'm swinging. Like, oh my, so high up, across New York. Instead of just being like, yeah, I'm Spider-Man's woman. Back up. Yeah, I can handle this. No, she's like freaked out of her mind. So it was so funny. Now let's talk about the end credits. The end credits. Oh my god, the first end credits is basically like the ending of the movie, but they just decided to put in the end credits. J. Jonah freaking Jameson, yo. J.K. Simmons is back as J. Jonah Jameson. Oh my god, I love it because I just seen him Spider-Man 2 and he's like the best part. Can we all agree J.K. Simmons is the perfect J. Jonah Jameson? That is perfect casting. So I'm glad that they casted him again. And I can't wait for Spider-Man 3 to see J. Jonah Jameson. See Peter, maybe start working at the Daily Bugle. They call it dailybugle.net or something like that. So it's like a podcast kind of thing or something. Oh my god, I can't wait. That Mysterio. So Mysterio basically left this video that just incriminated Spider-Man and just screwed him over. And he revealed his identity. He put his picture. He said Peter Parker is Spider-Man. And Peter's just like, what? Like, seeing it from Times Square, the screen. He's just I was just in shock. They actually did that. Like the Iron Man moment was I am Iron Man. So it was a little nice callback, but now it's announced in public that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. So it's like, holy shit. A whole huge holy shit moment. Yeah, I was just super hyped for J.K. Simmons returning, reprising his role as J. Jonah Jameson. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Like, Parker, get over here. You know what? You're fired. No, you're on fired. I need you. All right. What do you know about this? It's so good. So good. I can't wait for all that. It's gonna be great. And then the last post-credit scene. Scrolls. What? Where in the hell? Where in the MF hell is Nick Fury? You think he's like on the beach somewhere in Fiji? No, he's like on a spaceship with scrolls. He's like, get back to work. Well, is this going to segue into Captain Marvel 2? We don't know, but what's his name? Talos? That scroll, Ben Mendelsohn played in Captain Marvel. He was posing as Nick Fury, and the other one was Maria Hill. Where the hell is she? So it's just so many questions. Is like, whoa. I cannot wait. Just a lot to anticipate. I'm looking forward to Comic-Con because I feel like Marvel Studios is going to make some huge announcements with their future movies going forward. So this is the end. This is the end of Phase 3, I believe. We're in Phase 3, yeah. And now starts Phase 4, so I cannot wait. Black Widow movie next year. Rumors are Taskmaster is the villain, so we'll see. I'm excited for that. Finally, it's been long overdue. Scarlett Johansson should have got her Black Widow movie years ago, even before Captain Marvel. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, it was a good time, guys. 9 out of 10. Spider-Man Far From Home. Really enjoyed it. Loved it more than Homecoming. Solid, great sequel that I feel is better than Homecoming. Really stepped forward in the right direction. And Tom Holland just continues to impress me as Spider-Man. He is Spider-Man. He is here to stay. Post your comments, guys, down below. Let me know, what did you think about Spider-Man Far From Home? Did it live up to your expectations? Did you enjoy it? Which one do you like better, Far From Home or Homecoming? Where does this rank up within all the Spider-Man films that you've watched? Comment down below, let me know. And if you're finding my channel for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell as well to stay up to date with any new videos that I post. And I'll catch you guys, as always, in the next one.